USC lost JuJu Watkins for the rest of the tournament due to a knee injury, looks like a torn ACL. And this is when the sport loses. There are times when there's injuries, but then there's injuries that hurt the entire sport. When Tiger was out, for a variety of reasons, or had surgeries, or the car accident, like the sport is hurt. Brady when he blew out his knee, or maybe Peyton Manning when he had neck surgery, the entire sport loses. And that was the case last night for JuJu Watkins, because if you look at the chain of command, Paige Beckers was the National Player of the Year in high school. Caitlin Clark was in that same class. But this was Paige Beckers as the National Player of the Year as a freshman. And then all of a sudden she had a couple of knee surgeries. Then that paved the way for Caitlin Clark to take the baton, and for the next 3 years, she was the face of college basketball. And then you had JuJu Watkins last year, who was starting to become the face of college basketball. She is the face of college basketball right now. You can't watch the tournaments without seeing her on a variety of commercials there. In fact, after she got injured, they go to commercial break, and it's a Nike commercial featuring her. She's going to be in college basketball for the next couple of years. You have to wait until you're a senior to go to the WNBA. You have built-in stars. They're here for a while. You get to know them. And for JuJu Watkins, she was going to be the next. And I said this earlier this season, she could turn out to be better than Caitlin Clark. As far as a basketball player, not the phenomenon, but as far as a basketball player, she could turn out to be better than her. Women have come back from these surgeries. Paige Beckers has come back. If you've talked to doctors or you have children, women seem to be more susceptible to these kind of knee injuries, believe it or not. And having had 6 surgeries on one knee, just the ability to try to come back at a high level, try to come back and be normal, whatever that is, it's a challenge, but modern medicine has made incredible strides here. JuJu Watkins, this will be a while for her to come back because the season's almost over here with the tournament. Now you have surgery probably right away, but it was a shame to see that because you were going to have Connecticut and USC probably meet each other in the Elite Eight. And I know that people were critical of the tournament and how they scheduled it last year. We're like, why would you have, Iowa playing LSU before, maybe in the final? No, you want to make sure that they meet. And they did. And they wanted to have UConn and USC meet, so it's Paige Beckers against JuJu Watkins. And look, that USC team is really, really good team. Between UCLA and USC, really, really talented, deep teams. And, it's just a shame because you want to see the great players. But this hurt the sport last night. And even after UConn won and Paige Beckers in her final home appearance at 34, it was like, hey, we got to wrap this up to Gino Auriemma because USC and JuJu are going to start. He goes, oh, well, let's wrap it up now. I want to go watch her. This is what it sounded like last night when she ended her tournament.
Russell, top of the key, down the left side of the lane, goes up on Ariafin, stripped by Kiki, ahead to Watkins for USC, down the right side of the lane, and she grabs her left knee as she goes down. Watkins is holding the underside of her left knee in a lot of pain.
Yeah, probably a torn ACL. They'll do an MRI. If they haven't already done it, maybe let the swelling go down. Here's her head coach, Lisa Gottlieb, on the injury.
I don't have an update on JuJu because I know that's what you all want to know, other than what the statement that was put out at halftime, that she's getting incredible medical care from our, Keck Medicine and the people at USC and our trainers and doctors. But I'm feeling a lot of emotions, obviously. I don't think I'll, forget this night for a lot of reasons.
So that's, that's your tournament where you get caught up in the emotion of it, but you still have to think of your players. And that's what was happening last night. This was a loss for the sport itself. So she's out, but UConn advances. I'm watching LSU against Florida State. I think it was a 1-point game at halftime. Next thing I know, LSU's up like 30. I'm like, what happened?